Hey guys, how's it going? Elyon here. Um, so I kind of hate when this happens, where I kind of just fall into a bit of a, let's say, hiatus in a sense, where I'll be in the middle of like putting videos out and then I kind of just forget about it, or I get distracted and do other things for a while and just keep forgetting to come back to it. Or it's not even that really, because I had videos ready to start putting out and then I forgot to. But recently, well, that, for a few different reasons. Let me rephrase that. One of the reasons was a family member of mine came back into town, so spent a week with us, so that was something. Outside of that, like I don't know. I guess I kind of just fell into a bit of a state. I guess not like depression. I think it was like lethargy, lethargic, laziness, whatever. I kind of felt like I didn't feel like doing anything, so I just started playing like Baldur's Gate as one's to do during those times. And because I put mods in, I was like, okay, let me try a few mods. I kind of messed up because I keep doing the thing of I'll check the mod list, like the mod manager thing, and I'll find something new and kind of look at it and go like, huh, well, I kind of want to try this. I'm curious. But then I know in my head it's gonna restart all of my progress because you can't play the game without a new mod or with a new mod because I already have 100 mods. So if I get rid of one, I can't just play the game without it. The game won't let me. So that, in a sense, reworks all of my like progress. So I mean, on my main gaming channel, Archer and Thief, I'm playing. Gonna play as Meru, but with all the new mods I installed, I have to go through certain parts of the game again to get to that point. So that's and don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm not in like Act 2 or 3 where this would be like super detrimental. I'm still in Act 1 for everybody. But bear in mind, I'm playing the game on about 6 different save profiles. I got one for Elyon. I got one for Meru, which is Elyon's on the Elyon channel. Meru's on the my main channel, just so I could play through Baldur's Gate again after I played through it the first time, but with mods. Then I'm playing a second, or I say a second, a third one as my. Well, that's another thing I've also been doing. I've been trying to make my OCs in Baldur's Gate 3 like, oh, this is this character if they were human, or vice versa. If I do have a human character, like, oh, hey, boom, this is so and so. Like, I made Elyon, I made Lydia, I made Meru, but then I started making my Star Wars characters. I made Davin, I made Vadine, but as a human, because typically she's a Twi'lek. I even made my friend OC Doll, the little dwarf lady. And, well, I say little dwarf lady. She literally is a dwarf in the game. He's because at first I made her a halfling, but then he took a look at the picture and thought she was a dwarf, so I made her a dwarf afterwards. And so I made her a little black and green elf human, or I say elf human, like an elf humanoid character. I even downloaded a mod that because he wanted her to be an artificer. And I was like, I'll see if I can find something similar. No, there's actually a mod that makes a class called the artificer. So I took that. So I'm doing my 2 main playthroughs right now, essentially trying to go the good route, or as good as these characters will be, based on what they would do. Like Mayo is more of the hero archetype, so he'll try to be as heroic as possible, but he's also not afraid to catch bodies. Elyon doesn't like killing people, so I'm trying to be as non-lethal as possible. Unless he's fighting monsters or demons, at that point he doesn't really care. It's the whole Batman thing. I won't really take lives if I can help it, but if they're aliens, fuck them. So yeah, there was that. And then the other 2 playthroughs I'm doing on top of that is I'm playing as my OC Lydia, because originally I was doing it as a drow elf succubus. I even made it black. So I was gonna do the evil route with that one. Basically, like I'm a walking demon. I'm gonna be as evil as possible, cartoonishly evil, right? But no, I'm doing it as Lydia because one, I finally have a mod I could throw together that kind of works out where I could give her the little gazelle horns to an extent, like kind of like how the tieflings are, but as a human because obviously she's not a devil. So I did, and like a few other mods like I messed around with to just really give her some flair. So I'm doing that right now. She kind of plays similar to Elyon. She's also a monk, but at the same time, she could also fit all the mod costumes that I have, which unfortunately only characters like Shadowheart would be able to wear. Which nothing wrong with that. She's fine. That's great. Um, but I can't use most of them for anyone else. Karlach only gets to wear two of them, technically, which is like the pillar bikini and I think the Valkyrie outfit. But I did get some more mods for some more clothing options, so it's not as bad now. Like everyone gets something now, even Lae'zel. And then so with Lydia's thing, I'm just making her like I'm just kind of playing as her. She's not evil, but she is kind of greedy and a little bit selfish at times. So I'm not gonna do a completely evil route with her. However, because I'm playing as Daven, I keep trying to. I hate the mentality that some people have about my Sith character sometimes that he's actually a good person at heart. Like he's not as evil as all the other Sith. It's like, no, don't get it twisted. He is not a good person. But he's like, yeah, he's loyal to his crew, but he's not a good person at the end of the day. Like every other Sith, he wants power. He likes destruction. He will strike people down for getting in his way. He just doesn't needlessly slaughter people, for instance. Like, if it's like, oh, do you want to support the goblins or the druids? Not the druids, or the tieflings. He'd kill all of the druids just for irritating the shit out of them. Then, if he had to decide between, I'm gonna go fight this entire camp of goblins, or we're gonna slaughter these civilians who won't put up much of a fight, he'd go after the goblins because they're the bigger challenge. They would be the better challenge for him and like it'd be a waste of his efforts to go after the civilians. Like that's what he's like he would look at that and be like, well, shit, that's what we got there. Like that's what the Empire soldiers are for. Like this is beneath me. Like these aren't soldiers. Like you can make they're not even rebels, so you can't even make that excuse. But at the same time, yeah, he is still evil at heart. So I want to make some of the more evil options. Obviously, I would have him do stuff like, okay, I'm not gonna let this kid get eaten by harpies. Cool, kill the harpies. Or I'm not gonna let this druid lady kill the kid with the snake. All right, cool. That being said, if he decides to, for whatever reason, he'll go one way or the other. At the end of the day, he'll conquer the world. That's his end goal. So yeah, senseless slaughter, no. Something that furthers his goals, yeah. Because ultimately, the tieflings aren't gonna stop him. So. But again, that's another reason I'm playing the side storylines first before I stream with Elyon and Meru, is because I don't know how stable some of these mods are. Like when I got the Thor one to play as Thor, because I was like, oh, I can make Meru into like a storm type proper and basically just make him Thor. I don't know if it was a class or the costumes or something, but it was like it kept making my game freeze, like not outright stop, but just freeze and slow down and all this other stuff. And I was just like, okay, I gotta get rid of this mod. This is gonna fuck up my game. So what I'm doing is on the side, I'm playing through for funsies as well, but I'm playing as Daven to go the evil route while also checking out all the areas possible to make sure the game is still stable. And I'm playing as Lydia for funsies because, I mean, I made her fine. What can I say? So, on top of that, when I do stream as Elyon, I'll be playing as how Elyon would be going through this scenario. And then with Meru, how I think Meru would do it. Although, I can commentate a lot more on that one on my main channel because I'm playing through the game and not trying to be in character the whole time. But yeah, I've been doing that recently, which is kind of why I've been like a bit inactive as of late. Because I do love to game. I do. At the end of the day, it kills a lot of time, and I still find it fun. Like I played through Baldur's Gate one time. I had over 100 hours on one save account, which might seem like small potatoes, but bear in mind that was before I knew there were multiple secrets, multiple areas. Like I explored as much as I could. But even then, on my second playthrough, when I was trying to do a Dark Urge one originally, I was like, Huh. Had I not noticed before? Had not noticed any of this. Like, I didn't even know the harpies were a thing until my second playthrough. I tried to go back after I finished Act 1, and I found out the kid, you can't save him at that point because he's already, because too much time has passed. And all the tieflings left. So I was like, okay, I get it now. I mean, hell, every time I've had to replay through Act 1 so many times after re-downloading and redoing mods that it's been kind of a headache. I just skip through all the dialogue because it's like, dude, I've heard this to death already. Like every time Lae'zel says something, every time Shadowheart says, it's like, I know. Come on, darling, keep it moving. I could not give less of a shit right now. Like I do not care. But that's the funny part too, actually. In regards to that, because I found out a while ago, at least. There we go. That my sister was coming back to like hang out for a bit. And sorry guys, I know I'm talking as Elyon, but I'm just referring to my IRL stuff. But yeah, my sister, I convinced her to start trying to play the game with me again because her save profile is gone now because of the mods. So yeah, she didn't want to jump back in. But I also told her like we only put 4 to 5 hours in. Like we just got to the Grove. You just walked around for a bit. Like realistically, we are not that deep that we can't just jump right back in. Hell, if anything, we could speed run a lot of that stuff. And again, with the mods, there's so many more options to do now. So many more things. Which is why I told her. I was like, we got options. And so I was like, all right, she wants to do that now. I started playing with my cousin recently because I was like, hey, he played it with me one time. He didn't kind of like it because he doesn't like turn-based. Like he prefers the RPGs where you could just swing on people constantly. Like you don't even have to wait your turn, essentially. So I told him, I was like, well, I got mods in the game with special weapons that give you multiple strikes and multiple actions. If you wear this armor, wear these weapons, you can hit multiple times. So there's one called, I think it's called Balls Supplements, where you get a bunch of like ball armor and things like that. And that stuff is broken. And I'm not even just talking about the armor, because I'll put Shadowheart in the armor a lot because one, she's the only one that can really wear it properly. And two, the titties are out. So I thought it was funny. Well, but no, in all seriousness, the armor is insanely busted. You could transform into a Slayer at will. You get 4 Eldritch Blasts that are really strong. And then if you hold the weapons too, the daggers, it's like you get Murderous Smite, you get like a whole bunch of other attacks and everything. And I think all the armor and weapons are progressive, I think they get stronger as you do. I could be wrong on that one, but I think that's what it does. And there's so many buffs that come with everything. But I found there's 2 things they got that are crazy. The Rings of Power, there's 2 of them, and Balls Chosen, which is a necklace. The necklace is insane. It buffs your stats crazy. Like all your combat stats, basically. Like your charisma, your dexterity, your strength, and your your constitution. Like your strength goes to 30, your constitution and charisma go to 21. Actually, I think your constitution might be a bit higher. And I think your dexterity goes to 21. It doesn't matter what those stats are at the beginning of the game, that is stupidly strong. And because of that, he's also using this special like giant sword that I got that looks like it's made out of flesh, and this like really cool looking demon armor. So he has the necklace, and then he has both Rings of Power. One is just called Rings of Power, the other one's called Rings of Power Word. The Rings of Power specifically make it to where you get a critical hit if you land a hit for the first strike. You can fly, you get legendary haste, which gives you 3, an extra bonus action and movement, or an extra action and movement. And then you also get the power words are broken. You get Kill, which is a level 9 spell, which if you're under 100 health, it just kills you. You get Decimate, which deals 60 to 120 damage. And you get Power Word Kneel, which can make every enemy around you prone and lock in place. Now, that's like late game stuff. Imagine having that all on level 1. He was walking around essentially one-shotting everybody. And the problem with playing with my cousin is he's not very story focused. He doesn't like he doesn't like talking to people. He kept telling me, he's like, no, I just want to get to the fights. I don't know, like you can talk to him. And I told him, I'm like, the whole point of this game that is I'm your guide. I can lead you to where stuff is because I know where a lot of stuff is. I know what happens with a lot of these characters, so I know a lot of stuff with you. You have to talk to them. I'm not going to do it. And so he just kept saying like, oh, I just want to fight. I was like, it's not, which again, I'm like, look, I'm not going to tell him how to play the game, but he's missing a lot of the game by just doing all this. And I told him, I was like, you're not going to get any challenge right now because everyone here is weaker than your gear. You're going to just dog walk everybody. And he was just like, well, until I'm proven wrong. I was like, you're not going to get a challenge at least till Act 2, maybe 3. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. So, he just starts running through, decimating people. And the thing was, he started, it wasn't as bad at first till he started killing companions. Because during the Goblin Raid, he did decimate and killed Will in one hit. Which here, I tried to warn him about that. I was like, whoa, hon, you're about to hit our allies. And he was like, he ain't our ally. He's not with our companions, essentially, is what he said. Which I was like, well, yeah, not yet. But he already did the move and killed him. So I was like, well, all right. I'm just going to go take his Mind Flayer Tadpole. Don't mind me. Same thing. He wanted to go bust Saza out. And he was like, okay, we'll just fight our way through everybody. I'm like, that is a bad idea because, one, you're not invincible. Like, yeah, these people are low level. But at the same time, the second you attack them, if any of these people decide to attack the weaker person, being Saza, she only has 9 health, she's going to die. And then you getting her out would be pointless. So I had to... Now, granted, I'm not trying to lead them anywhere, but I'm like, if you want to get her out, I can take you to the back entrance, which would be a lot easier than trying to run through all of these people. And so he just keeps trying to fight people. So I'm leading him around, taking him to fight after fight after fight. But the funny thing is, I have 2 mods. I have one that does extra fights and dynamic encounters, including a little hidden boss I found over by the Hag's swamp, which is like a little female, I think it's a Cambion, like a female demon. So he starts going through all the enemies. He's like, yeah, that was nothing. Like, he got through the little wood goads and everything. He gets to the Cambion woman, and I just see his character like holding his head like slumped over. And I was letting him fight the wood goat, so I was like a good couple feet back. When I see him go over there, I was like, oh, let me catch up real quick. I walk over there, like, because we're doing split screen, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I thought he got poisoned or something, which he shouldn't be because his armor is busted. Turns out, when he got in proximity of her, she charmed him or drift him insane and something. So he lashed out the closest person, being me. And because he can't control his AI, I got hit with like power word kill. Like, I got destroyed. He literally killed me. And because she was the only person left after that, his character, because he also gave himself haste, he killed her too. And I looked at him like, he was like, I thought I couldn't get mind control. I'm like, no, I said you had advantage against getting charmed. That doesn't mean you can't get charmed. I was like, so I took his score of Revivify. I'm like, revive me. And the whole time he's trying to just fight people and then also bang Shadowheart. And I'm like, you have to talk to your companions. You can't just sleep through the day and then fight everybody. Because again, even when they were with us, he kept skipping their turns just so we could go back to him. I'm like, why would we even bring them then? So I do have the polyamory one. I might buff it or something a little bit just so he can at least try to romance her so he doesn't end up single the whole time. I'm not bothering because I'm just here for the ride. But yeah, like I said, that's kind of why I've just been like at and about, not doing too much on these channels. But don't worry, I'm going to jump right back in. after one more round,